Cyclone MMA. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like Paddy Pimblett's stock is starting to drop. Now, let me preface this by saying I like Paddy Pimblett, and Paddy Pimblett is great for the UFC. He raises awareness for suicide prevention. He seems like a cool dude. He's super entertaining and very, very talented. Now, with that being said, he's made some decisions and he said some things recently that are just like, if you're a PR guy and you're watching this superstar just say these dumb things, it's kind of like, shut your mouth. I think he needs to take 2 steps back, chill out, think about what he's saying, think about the way he's doing business, and then go ahead with his day, because he's picking fights with Ariel Helwani out of the blue. Just taking shots at him, really like digging in on Ariel Helwani. And I understand he has Dana White on his show when he was doing this, and Dana hates Ariel. So the way to be buddy with Dana is to just pick on Ariel Helwani and say that he needs to pay fighters for their interviews and crazy stuff like that. And he did spread some lies about Ariel as well. I watched the Paddy interview with Dana, and then I watched the Ariel Helwani show where he responded to this whole thing in a very long episode. It was like an hour and a half. And it's just kind of like an unnecessary, internet battle to start. Let Ariel Helwani start beef with Brendan Schaub. We don't need you, Paddy, fighting Ariel Helwani. It just seems unnecessary. Moving on from that, you have the whole instance of UFC 282, right? Jared Gordon versus Paddy Pimblett. I don't know how you guys scored that fight. The commentators seem to think Paddy lost that fight and Jared won. I agree with them. I think Jared took 2 out of the 3 rounds. I will say it was a close fight. I didn't think it was particularly entertaining. I didn't think it was a banger, but you're not always going to have those. You look at Paddy Pimblett, you look at his career in the UFC so far, his first 3 fights, 3 finishes, 2 in the first round, 1 in the second round, a knockout and 2 submissions. You're going to have a decision, and that's okay. But when you have a decision that was close, if not, you might have gotten gifted a W there, and then you say it wasn't a close fight and you deserve the fight of the night bonus on a card that only had finishes up until then. Come on, dude. Come on. That's bullshit, and you know it. When he was talking there, he was full of shit. Like, let's be honest. And again, I like Paddy, and I don't want to see the side of him. If he said it was a close fight, Jared's a great fighter, boom. That's all you need to say. Jan Blachowicz, he showed you how to do that at the end of his fight right after this. But I thought Jared Gordon won the fight. Thought he won 2 rounds. If you look at MMADecisions.com and you look at the media scorecards, there was like 22 of them. 21 of those media scorecards had Jared Gordon winning the fight. Only 1 of them had Paddy winning the fight. Somehow, though, 3 judges scored it for Paddy Pimblett. He wins by unanimous decision. Whatever. It was a close fight. I wouldn't even call it a robbery. I would just say I think Jared Gordon won that. Paddy got the W. Whatever. And you can see Joe Rogan's reaction, too, in the cage right next to Bilal Muhammad when the decision's read. He just he shakes his head. He's like, come on, dude. That was not a Paddy Pimblett W. But you can't be mad at a fighter based on the judge's decision. It's not the fighter who's judging it. It's, the judges. And Paddy's going to move on. He's going to have a W on his resume, and good for him. But when you say it's not a close fight, you're not giving Jared that respect, and then you just say, he's upset by people's reaction to it. It's like, you can't be upset with people's reaction when you win a fight that you probably shouldn't have won. I think he could have, increased his stock a little bit if he accepted that it was a close fight, maybe even ask for a rematch and say, no, I can beat this guy. It was an off performance. Let me show you. But he lives to fight another day. What's next for Paddy Pimblett? That's what I'm wondering, because he did struggle with Jared Gordon, who isn't, I would say, one of the elite lightweight fighters. I think Jared Gordon is very good, but you start getting into that top 15, even that top 20, you're going to face some really, really good guys. And if that left hand is landing from Jared Gordon, imagine a top 15 guy landing that left hand. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. I still am very much excited for the Paddy Pimblett experience. I think his journey is going to be interesting in this sport, and he very much has a Conor rise to his career so far. But I think Conor wiped through that featherweight division a lot better than Paddy's doing with this lightweight division. With that being said, Paddy Pimblett, cool guy. I hope he kind of chills out and becomes more likable for me, because I do like the guy, okay? I don't mean to be bullying him right now. I just think he needs to be making different PR decisions to increase his stock and be less unbearable. You don't want to be a heel. You want to be someone that people root for, because he is a star and he's going to have spectacular performances from here on out. And he'll probably have a really nice career in the UFC, but I don't know how it's going to be when he starts getting into that top 15. That's a question for another day. That's a question for the future. But for now, what do you guys think? Is Paddy Pimblett's stock starting to drop a little bit? Will it increase dramatically in his next fight? Who knows? Peace out, guys.